They threw you into the fire, and they laughed. They watched as the flames wrapped around you, the smoke choking your lungs, your hands trembling, your knees sinking into the dirt. They whispered behind your back, "Look at them. They'll never make it." You remember, don't you? The nights when their laughter echoed louder than your heartbeat. The moments when every breath felt like betrayal. When you started doubting if life had ever meant to be kind to you. They thought the fire would destroy you. They thought it would burn your dreams into ashes. But here's what they never understood. Some souls are forged in fire, not broken, reborn. You were not being destroyed. You were being redesigned. And every scar, every sleepless night, every tear that fell silently in the dark became part of your armor. They laughed at your struggle, but they had no idea what was coming, because the ones who are laughed at in silence are often the ones who rise in storms. They expected you to quit, to fade quietly, like a forgotten song in a noisy world. They expected your spirit to fracture, your dreams to die, your voice to vanish. They thought their rejection would bury you, their gossip would define you, their mockery would destroy you. But you didn't collapse. You learned, you adapted, you waited. Every insult became a spark. Every closed door became a test. Every moment of pain became your silent training ground. They thought you disappeared, but really you were in the shadows, rebuilding yourself piece by piece. While they celebrated your downfall, you were sharpening your mind. While they laughed at your pain, you were strengthening your soul. While they mocked your silence, you were learning the language of power, restraint, because the loudest one in the room rarely wins, the silent one does, and you learned to love the silence. You learned to love being underestimated. You learned that being invisible isn't a curse, it's an advantage. They thought you were gone, but you were never gone. You were evolving. There's a moment, quiet, almost unnoticeable, when pain turns into clarity, when heartbreak becomes hunger, when exhaustion becomes evolution. You've felt it, haven't you? That sudden calm in the middle of chaos. That whisper that says, keep going. It doesn't roar, it whispers. Because true strength doesn't need to shout. You woke up one day and something inside you shifted. You stopped chasing approval. You stopped explaining yourself. You stopped begging to be understood. You realized they were never the enemy. Their doubt was your teacher. You saw the truth, that no one saves you. No one rescues you. No one hands you peace. You earn it. You bleed for it. You build it from the ashes of who you used to be. You started showing up for yourself, even when it hurt. You fought through exhaustion, through tears, through whispers of give up. And piece by piece, you rose. You stopped waiting for a sign. You became the sign. You stopped asking for permission. You became the permission. You stopped waiting for a hero. You became your own. That's when it began to happen. The world started shifting. Opportunities appeared. Doors opened, not because they let you in, but because you kicked them down. And when they saw you rise, their laughter turned quiet. Their smirks faded. Their eyes widened. Because the one they counted out was suddenly the one leading the pack. Now they watch, from the sidelines, speechless. They see the same person they once mocked, unrecognizable. The same face, but different fire behind the eyes. They try to understand it. How you survived what should have destroyed you, how you smile now with peace that doesn't come from victory, but from endurance. You don't brag, you don't clap back, you don't explain. You simply exist, untouchable. And that silence drives them insane. They expected rage, they expected revenge, but you gave them indifference. You gave them the most powerful response imaginable, peace. You became everything they said you'd never be, not out of spite, but out of purpose. They thought you'd fight for validation. Instead, you fought for evolution. They tried to block your blessings, not realizing they were forcing you to find bigger ones. They tried to bury you, not knowing you were a seed. The climb wasn't easy. It was brutal. You fell again and again. But every time you fell, you rose faster. You bled quieter, you smiled sharper, because now pain doesn't scare you, Rejection doesn't sting. Failure doesn't end you. You've seen too much darkness to be afraid of shadows. Now you move differently. You walk with the calm of someone who's been through hell and came back carrying the flame. You understand that the goal isn't revenge, it's mastery. The goal isn't applause, it's alignment. You stopped chasing people, started chasing purpose. You stopped chasing validation, started chasing vision. You realized that the real flex isn't luxury, it's peace. It's waking up with no bitterness left to prove. It's smiling at people who once doubted you and meaning it, because they don't deserve your anger anymore. They don't deserve your energy. They're lessons, not enemies. You are no longer fighting them. You are building you. Imagine it now. The same flames they thought would consume you, now illuminating the crown you forged from your scars. Every betrayal turned into gold, every heartbreak into armor, every loss into wisdom. They thought the fire would burn you alive, but you learned how to breathe inside it. They see you now, unstoppable, focused, grounded, and they whisper, "What happened to them?" You happened. The pain happened. The growth happened. The rebirth happened. They will never understand because they were too busy laughing while you were busy evolving. And now, when they speak your name, there's silence first, a pause, a sting, because your presence became proof that their judgment was never the truth. But here's the twist. It's not just about them anymore. It never was. The real victory is internal. It's when you look in the mirror and see someone you respect, someone who didn't give up, someone who stood tall when everything around screamed fall. It's when you realize that all the pain was preparation, every loss had meaning, every ending was actually an entrance. You are not defined by what they said. You are defined by what you survived. And you survived everything that was meant to end you. So now you move differently. You carry yourself like someone who knows their worth. You speak with intention. You walk with power. They may still whisper, they may still doubt, but you don't even hear them anymore because you've outgrown the noise. And then it happens. The day they realize, the laughter stops, the whispers fade. The same mouths that mocked you now stay shut. They see the success they once said you'd never reach. They see the peace they can't find. They see the light in your eyes, a light they tried to dim. And deep down they know they created their own regret because they laughed at your struggle, but your struggle became your strength. They mocked your pain, but your pain became your power. Now they scroll through your life like ghosts, haunted by the fact that the one they overlooked became everything they wanted to be. And you don't even flinch, because revenge isn't destroying them, it's outgrowing them. It's smiling without needing to prove anything. It's being so at peace that their noise sounds like static. They cry now, not from sorrow for you, but from realization for themselves. You stand now at the peak, not of success, but of self-awareness. You've learned that storms don't always mean destruction. Sometimes they mean cleansing. You've learned that silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. You've learned that being alone isn't lonely, it's sacred. You've learned to let people go, not because they're bad, but because you're no longer willing to shrink for them. You've learned that the ones who laughed were never ahead of you. They were just louder. Now, your silence speaks louder than their words ever did. Your presence demands the respect their noise couldn't earn, because you've become something they can't define, a walking contradiction of grace and power. And now, look at you, the phoenix they swore would never rise, the lion they tried to cage, the storm they tried to silence. You are everything they said you'd never be. You carry your pain like armor, not baggage. You walk through life with the calm of someone who's already faced the worst. You smile not because everything's perfect, but because you are. You became the proof that struggle doesn't destroy. It refines. That laughter doesn't break. It builds resilience. That rejection doesn't end. It redirects. You turned every insult into fuel, every setback into a stepping stone, every heartbreak into a heartbeat that pushed you forward. They laughed then. Now they watch, silent. Now they scroll through your victories, pretending not to notice. Now they wish they'd believed in you, or at least not doubted you so loudly. But that's not your burden anymore. Your story is no longer about them. It's about you and the empire you built from the rubble they left behind. So remember this: when they laugh at your struggle, let them. When they mock your pain, smile quietly. When they say you'll never make it, whisper, "Watch me." Because one day, their laughter will turn to silence. Their doubt will turn to awe. Their tears will fall, not from sympathy, but from regret. You will stand tall, not to prove them wrong, but to prove yourself right. Because you didn't come this far just to survive. You came this far to rise. You are the storm they never saw coming, the calm they can't comprehend, the success they can't imitate. They laughed at your struggle, now they cry at your rise. And you simply smile, because you finally understand you were never meant to be liked. You were meant to be legendary. This is your time. They had their laughter. Now, it's your legacy.